What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? My name is Basil, founder of Sendit Markets, and today we are going to be talking about the shenanigans that went over the weekend. Today's January 20th. We have the big day, the inauguration of Mr. Trump, El Capitan. And over the weekend, the president decided to launch a token and actually promote it on his Twitter as the official meme coin, the official Trump coin. So, crazy times. What followed was even crazier on the Sunday evening with his wife, the first lady, launching her own also meme coin. So, where do we stand? This is what we're going to talk about this video. Where do we stand? Where I think the sentiment is going to be going next, and just drawing a conclusion on the legitimacy of the space. If you are someone that is new to crypto, be careful. And people that are in crypto, I think, for the past 4 or 5 years have now gone to a point where they've been working, tirelessly for 7 years to try to bring legitimacy to the space, and then something as ridiculous as this that has absolutely no utility sucks in so much liquidity from every other protocol that the market's tanked. Almost like every single altcoin and coin, wherever liquidity was basically being drawn out, being sent to Solana to buy the Trump coin. So it showed two things, I would say: the fragile amount of liquidity that's actually in the space, and second is that it's always just been about gambling, to a degree. With that, Web3 individuals that have been long-term builders in the space, some of them are discouraged. I would say I've spoken to a lot of people and they seem to be discouraged with 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 where things are going. At some point and to a degree, you think that you're making headway with bringing in a pro crypto individual into office, and then something as crazy as this is like left field. Like, this isn't even left field. This is just, it came out of space. This move was an out of space move. Like, if anybody said 5 years ago that the president of the United States was going to launch a meme coin, everybody would look at you and say you're a fucking retard. But this is the world that we live in now, and what's to come is going to be even, no one's going to predict. Okay. So where we have is the Trump coin that was launched on Saturday, right? So you have the Trump coin that launched on Saturday. Web3 people, so these are like the long-term crypto people, right? They're like, oh, they had first access to buying this because these guys' capital this was already on chain. So they were coming in, like I said, buying at like, anywhere between 1 billion to 10 billion FDV, right? And then it started hitting the social medias, which is like the Instagram guys, the Grams, the IN, let's say, and then like the TKs, the TikTok guys. So this is like just Web2 individuals. So this is like late day one. These guys were buying at like 30 billion FDV. Okay, 30, 40, 50 FDV. And then these are people that are using this, but they're also familiar with just meme trading. So it's like the less affluent, knowledgeable people, but they're just in it for the gamble. They're in it because of the gamble. They don't know about utility coins. They don't care about utility coins. Their purpose is just to come and make money. So those are the individuals that you invited from the Web2 place. I just got off the phone with my dad, who's a non-native American speaker, and he says he's like, hey, what's up with this Trump coin? And he's like, hey, you think it's a good time to buy? And I said, look at him, I was like, man, like, you don't even have a crypto wallet. But these are the individuals now that are asking about these different, the coin, right? They're like, oh, should we be getting in? Like, should I be buying? It's like, no, this is day 3 of the token being out. Just know that the funds right now are trickling, right? So I don't know why I can't zoom out. What I'm trying to say is these guys bought at 10 billion, 20 billion, and they were selling to these guys who were buying at 20, 30, 40 billion, right? 50 billion. And then you have the mainstream, just we call these guys retail, right? Where they're getting their information from really a friend, right? It's basically this guy who knows a guy who now is basically saying like, oh, hey, did you see about the Trump coin? So then these guys are selling to these guys, right, which are buying this coin, but they're selling their positions to these people at 60 billion and 70 billion FDV, right? And the first thing my dad asked me was, What does it sit at now? I'm like $40. And the first thing he asks was, yeah, but like it can be as big as Bitcoin, right? It's not because he's thinking about market cap. It's because the guy is literally thinking about price. And you have to understand that these people that are retail, they don't understand market cap. They don't understand fully diluted valuations. What they understand is just the current price and how it compares to where Bitcoin is in the hundreds of thousands, right? In the 100,000. So I would say those are the ones that are going to get hurt the most. In the meantime, even in the Web3 space, there are people that missed out, bitter, that are pissed off also. But besides the point, they also don't even want to get involved because this is just like pure gambling, right? And what like made this more significantly more worse, what worse in general, is the fact that the First Lady Melania Trump launched her token and it was completely bundled. I heard that in the first couple of hours of trading, you had to pay even up to 1 SOL in fees to avoid, to get your transaction in approved on chain, to buy in or to sell your position if you got in already. So now you have the Melania Trump coin, which is, yeah, I'm gonna call her Mel. So now you have the Melania Trump, and so Melania is not getting to these people yet. Melania came, launched, and these guys, the Web3 guys, saw it, and they're like, man, this is a scam immediately. So they knew that this is something that they don't want to touch. Some of them obviously understood that, like, okay, like regardless, it's the beta play to Trump, it will still pump. So people who missed out on the Trump, buying Mel. They are buying the Melanias. These guys, they're gamblers. They're going to buy regardless, all right? So they come in and they're just buying this because opportunity. It's just gambling. Now, retail still hasn't gotten word about the Melania Trump because it's still too early, but I don't think it's going to reach here because by the time it gets filtered out from these guys and filtered from these guys, I'm pretty sure these are the people that are going to be left holding the bag, and then they're going to get pained. They're going to be in pain. What I'm trying to say out of all of this is just think about the emotions and the stress of missing out on the Trump coin and holding positions in every other altcoin that you've been holding, right, over the course of the past 3 years. All right, and having that all of those emotions of frustration build up, and then you realizing that, like, okay, this is masked off. This whole industry is just about gambling. That feeling of FOMO, fear of missing out, okay, is stressful. It's stressful to every individual, especially also if you have long positions open on markets, and then Trump taking out the Trump coin, taking out liquidity from those coins, and now you're underwater on your positions. Just know in those moments that, as the Web3 guy who knows about trading and who is invested in those altcoins, right? All you're thinking about is once your position goes back to either positive or you're back at break even and you sell, you realize that that moment of you holding and going through those 2 days of pain was completely unnecessary. And you most likely don't want to go through that ever again, which is why people say buy and hold, and then that's the strategy, right? Think about these gamblers that are here. These guys aren't loyal. They're not coming into the space because they love the utility of these other things, or they even understand or even care to want to understand. They're just coming in for the opportunity, and that's about it. The opportunity to make money. And so are the retail people. They're not coming in. They got other things to do in their lives. These people have jobs. They have families they got to take care of. Their life revolves around other things that make them money, right? Their jobs and things like that. So just know that that emotion that you were feeling as a Web3 trader in the space, these people are also feeling it. But we are in the Web3 degenerate enough to keep coming back and make bets on other coins and stuff. But that, like that feeling of resentment of why you went into a position, oh my God, as soon as I bought it, it's down, I'm underwater, 5K, 10K, all this shit. Whenever the Instagram retail, TikTok people, or just general retail get those feelings, that feeling for them is essentially like, fuck this, I'm not doing this again. Okay, I lost my $500, $1,000, $2,000, $10,000. I'm not coming back. So, which means we're losing legitimacy for what blockchain technology is actually supposed to be good for. And yes, Web3 has a really bad branding issue, and that needs to be fixed. And the Strum coin does not help. The Melania coin also does not help. Cheers, guys. I guess keep your head up, stay vigilant and careful. What comes after this is probably going to be a bunch of, in my opinion, I think maybe like the creator economy might start like going and being like, well, if Trump launched a coin, maybe I can launch a coin too. You know, like if he's able to show his self-worth and extract this much value in capital, I want to see how much I can from my own community. So be careful. Cheers.